It is match day Sunday as Austin FC takes on FC Dallas in the 2022 MLS Cup playoffs. The last time both teams played against each other was back in July, which Austin FC drew to FC Dallas in a 1-1 draw, but that meant that Austin FC won its first ever silverware, and that was the Copa Texas, thanks to a clutch drawing goal from Dale Fagundes. But this is the sixth time that both teams are playing against each other, and Austin FC's record against FC Dallas is not that good. Austin FC's record against FC Dallas is 3 losses and 2 draws, but this is the first time that in 15 years that two teams from Texas will be playing in the MLS playoffs. The last time two Texas teams from MLS was Houston Dynamo and FC Dallas. That year, Houston Dynamo beat FC Dallas as Houston Dynamo went on to win the entire thing, making it a back-to-back MLS Cup run for the Dynamo. But for Austin FC, they have to win against FC Dallas because this is FC Dallas' 19th appearance in the MLS playoffs. Of all the 19 appearances for FC Dallas, they only made it once to the MLS Cup playoffs, and that was back in 2010, in which they lost to Colorado Rapids in a 2-1 score back in Canada. Well, the first time an MLS final was held in Canada. Because of all the appearances for FC Dallas, they made it once to the MLS Cup playoffs, or MLS Cup final. They made it 4 times to the semifinals. They made it 11 times to the quarterfinals, and made it 3 times in the round 1 phase. So for both teams, this is going to be a fun Texas Derby match because we know how both teams play. Mostly FC Dallas takes the dominant side, but for Austin FC, they know and they found the right algorithm against FC Dallas in its second year, but there's something missing to it. Because Austin FC is going to have home field advantage against FC Dallas today at Q2. But the problem is we have 1 loss and 1 draw against them. The last time we played FC Dallas at home was back in June as we drew to them 2-2 score, in which we were down 2-0, but thanks to the goals of Drusy and Danny Hosen, we ended the match in a 2-2 draw. But for Austin FC's, their strategy for today's game against FC Dallas in this playoff game, it has to be mentality. Because what Wolf did against RSO last Sunday, in which we won that penalty kick shootout, Josh Wolf overthought it. He thought to himself, putting Valencia against RSO is going to be a game changer. But no, this is not Colorado Rapids. This is not 2 games in 1 year. When you play the same team 2 times, it's not going to be the same. It's just 1 round elimination game and you're out. Because the player that changed it all for Austin FC against RSL was Danny Pereira. So for Josh Wolf, he has to put out his strong 11 against FC Dallas. Put Stu in the sticks, Nick Lima, Cascante, Gabrielson, Gallagher. Put Danny Pereira in the 6. Put Juicy and Ring on the 8. In the front 3, Fagundes, Urruti, and Ethan Finley. Because RSL was an easy team, but we overthought it. We thought it's going to be the same easy game, but no, it isn't. RSL had our number. They did a lot of counter pressing, but this is FC Dallas we're talking about. FC Dallas is one of the toughest teams we played this entire season in our second year as a club, but FC Dallas has a lot of firepower in them. For FC Dallas attacking side, they have 4 players. For FC Dallas players are Jesus Ferreira. He won Young Player of the Year for this 2022 MLS season. He has 18 goals and 6 assists. Paolo Ariola has 10 goals and 5 assists. Alan Velasco has 6 goals and 5 assists to his name. And lastly, Brando Saravaina has 2 goals and 3 assists. So for our dynamic duo defense of Gavies and Cascante, they have to be focused on the aerial threat and the non-aerial threat, because when it comes to FC Dallas, if we score a goal, FC Dallas just comes in and scores immediately. Look what they did against Minnesota United. Minnesota United scores, FC Dallas scores later on. But I feel like Nick Lima has to have a great game against FC Dallas because mostly in Alan Velasco, since he plays mostly on the right wing, and for Nick Lima, he's a right back. And against RSL, Nick Lima had a great performance against them. Like I said, I thought Hector Jimenez was going to start, but no, Nick Lima had a great performance against RSL. Take a shot for every time I say that. Because for Austin FC, our attacking side start the same front 3. Give Fagundes, obviously, Fagundes, Urruti has to start because he has experience against FC Dallas since he used to play them like about 6 years ago. And start Ethan Finley. He had a shaky start against RSL, but that's okay because he hasn't been in a playoff game ever since he was with Minnesota United. But give him another 15 minutes and bring in Rigoni in the 68th minute, because with Rigoni against RSL last Sunday, he brought up a fresh pair of legs for the right wing side, and his crossing looked like it was, he was paid $4 million, and those $4 million was paid off with those crossing he did. So put him in the 60th minute, and for the substitution for Urruti, obviously put Gita in, because Gita knows what it's like to play against FC Dallas, because FC Dallas has a good back four, but for Gita, he can easily get them tired and get them easily frustrated that with his, body structure built like a brick shithouse, he can get this win for Austin FC. Because for us, Driussi and Alex Ring, but mostly start Danny Pereira in the middle, in the 6, because with him, he will break the barriers of the counter pressing of FC Dallas and the back four, the park the bus method of FC Dallas. Because for FC Dallas's back four, it's been really great. They made it this far in the second, this is the Western Conference semifinals we're talking about, and without them, they would have lost to Minnesota United. The back four of FC Dallas are these 4 players. Jose Antonio Martinez Gil has 36% of the pressure, which is 49 of the 136 pressure, and he's done this season. The dribbles, he has had half of that, which is 18 tackles out of the 36 attempts, which is basically if he wins against either Driussi, Fagundes, Urruti, or any of our attacking side of Austin FC, either he's going to win it or attacking side for our team will win it. Next up is Paxton Pomical. He leads the team with the most tackles in that 60%. It's 45 tackles won out of the 76 attempts. Marco Farfan leads the team with the most blocks in that 63 blocks. And lastly, Matt Hedges leads the team with the most pressure, and that's 42.2%, 43 success out of the 102 pressuring attempts. So this is going to be a really fun Texas Derby match. Like I said, this is the first time in 15 years we'll be having a Texas Derby in MLS playoffs. But I hope Austin FC gets the win, because we know what it's like to play against FC Dallas. We find the right algorithm, but we tend to forget that missing link. I will feel like this is going to be a Goal Festival Texas Derby playoff. I would say Austin FC will win, let's say, 4-3 win. 2 goals from Driussi again, 1 goal from either Finley or Fagundes, and let's say Alex Ring scores the 4 goals for Austin FC. Well, obviously FC Dallas scores 3 goals on them. But I hope this video makes sense. I'll be at the game today, and I hope to see some of you there. But for the meantime, my name is Vanilla Mexican 17, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.